So majority of the world believes that hip hop is just rap music, but what they don't know is hip hop actually is the home that holds four cultures. Well, not four cultures, but four elements that made hip hop as the culture. Those elements are b-boying, which is breakdancing, graffiti art, rap music, as we all know, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, graffiti art and DJing. So that's like producing music and making different ways and like what do they do? Like they take beats and apply them to the music that we all listen to. So hip hop was started in the late '70s in the South Bronx. That's in New York City. Well, not New York, New York State. And these urban communities needed something like a positive image to back them up because these urban youth, well, the black youth, they didn't have a positive image because they were flooded with violence and hardships like being poor and poverty. So they needed something to build them up. So hip hop was something that they created, and an actual event that happened was the New York City blackout. The New York City blackout basically was something that was a bad event, but a positive event for the hip hop culture because these people took advantage of loitering stores and taking like DJ equipment and microphones and stereos and many different things to like boost their credibility with the hip hop culture and everything so that they can be like everybody else in the south side of Bronx and spread the culture throughout America. The 80s. The 80s consisted of musicians like Run DMC, Curtis Blow. They had a funky jazzy style that came from like their parents that had the like James Browns and they had that type of element in their music. It was more fun. But when you migrate into the 90s, you had social tensions that still were arising in the country that made Tupac Shakur, NWA, all these artists, they had more of an aggressive tone in their voice because they feel as though that their word wasn't getting put out. So they needed to be more aggressive to make not only their culture stand up, the black communities stand up stronger, but everybody to see that we could be together in unity. Hip hop versus America basically is stating that America didn't really accept how Tupac and NWA approached music, how they did with such an aggressive tone and profanity, and they didn't glorify like the streets, but they talked about the streets in a very graphic way. So basically, instead of like just glittering over it, they talked about everything, talked about gunshots and drive-bys that they witnessed with their own eyes. And groups like NWA, they dealt with citations and many different things. They couldn't even perform. If anybody saw the Straight Outta Compton movie, you saw how they had to deal with, even at the recording studio, cops shaking them down just for being black in their community, trying to have a positive image, so they dealt with that. But NWA didn't listen to anybody. They were known as the Ruthless Group, and they kicked down the doors for artists like Drake and many different artists for today. But the downfall of hip hop was in the 2000s. That was when more of the like dumb rap and the glorifying of drugs and degradation of women, that was more highlighted. Because in these times, artists like T-Pain and Akon, these rappers, I know a song like, what's that, Smack That, everybody knows that song. So like, they just glorified like girls and sex and drugs, and that wasn't like what hip hop was based off of. So now we have the new sound of hip hop. Those artists are like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Wale. These rappers have positive images in their music, and they also tell real stories. And the new artists that are coming up today, I don't know if you guys know Tory Lanez and Bryson Tiller, all these guys use these elements that these guys created. These are like they created the backbone to keep this culture going, because the black community didn't need something to degrade them, they needed something to build them up. So what music is doing for them is painting a picture, a positive picture, and breaking away from the negative that goes on in all the societies, and not only the black community, but all communities still like take from hip hop and use it in their music. You can hear it, and Justin Bieber just made a song with Nas. Like, I never thought he would make a song with Nas, so that's like pretty crazy. And Taylor Swift performed with Fetty Wap. I would have never thought that would happen. So you can see that more embracing of the hip hop culture is going on today. So there you have it, hip hop.